Friends, hi. In today's video, we're going to look briefly upon freedom. Now, freedom is something that a lot of you have asked me to talk about, and for obvious reasons, because I think half the world's population at the moment is in lockdown at the time of this video. So we have had our freedom of movement restricted. We have had our freedom of being able to do our work restricted. We have had many of our freedoms restricted for a higher purpose, for a higher good, for the good of all. And we have to acknowledge that. But I think the thing that we should all be focusing on, even whilst these freedoms of ours have been restricted, is we have our freedom of thought. And that is something that no one can take away from us. We will always have the freedom to think, to be, to expand our own consciousness, expand the things that matter to us. We have the freedom to create things within this restricted environment, and we talked about creativity already. Freedom is something that's very personal. So I think instead of focusing on the freedoms that have been taken from us, we should spend some time focusing on the freedoms that we have. We have the freedom to spend time with our family. We have the freedom to spend time with our children if you have children. We didn't have these freedoms before. Those freedoms were restricted because of the fast pace of our world, our obligations, our working requirements, etc. So I think freedom is something that's very pure. It's something that's very relative. It's something that's very subjective, and we know that. But we should really spend time focusing on the freedoms that we have at hand. So to read a little bit from my book on freedom, I say that freedom is another journey that we embark on. Moments can make us feel as though we've mastered it. Other moments may have us struggling for air. For example, when you first step your feet into the waves on the first day of your summer holidays and you feel the coolness of the water against your ankles and the sand in between your toes. For in that moment you have forgotten all the worries of the world and all the weight on your shoulders has lifted. For in that moment you are completely free. When you can really live in your presence and in your awareness of self, that is when you are truly free. Within this heightened sense of being, you can feel the absolute freedom that is, because in each moment there is nothing but that instant in space-time, and in that instant there is nothing but you, the real you, and the real you is always free. So friends, that's what we should be focusing on. We should be focusing on the freedom that lies within us, in our true sense of being, because in our true sense of being, there are no restrictions. There are no limitations. We can be and go and experience anything that we want. So thank you.